Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium, and I do political videos. Today, I'm going to be talking about the imminent indictment of the first ever United States president. And that is going to happen about 99% probability tomorrow. We really might get to shoot this thing off pretty soon. But let's talk about some details that I think it would be good for all of us to kind of keep in mind, right? So here's the deal, guys and gals. Yes, Trump is going to be indicted. And yes, it is going to be likely Alvin Bragg who brings it this time when I go into Fanni Willis's energy. She's buttoned up. She's not sharing anything. She's not even answering her front door, you folks. But when I go into Alvin Bragg's energy, he's a little bit more, open with what he's thinking and feeling. And right now, what he's thinking is he has an immense headache. He literally has a headache, and it's making my head hurt. So I'm going to make that go away. Now, he's also talking to New York State Police. He has already made the arrangements with the NYPD police. He is now, there's something extra going on. I don't know anything about the geography of New York. I've been there one time, or New York City, that is. I don't know if Trump would be flying into New Jersey, but I feel like there's some logistics going on here. I do feel like they will have decoy, cars and things like that, just, because he is an ex-president, right? We want to take precautions. Again, he is important to us. If someone were to do something to him, it would cause a big political problem that we don't want. So we do want to keep him safe. That's actually very true. So Alvin Bragg is doing everything he can to keep him safe. Now, I want to talk about what you're likely to see and what Trump wants you to see. Trump wants this to be a grifting event. Of course he does. This is all for show. This is all part of it. He doesn't believe in any fiber strand of his being that he's really going to be in jail. He does not believe that. He's always been untouchable. People like him are always untouchable, right? So he doesn't take this so seriously. Now, what he's doing is he's playing this for everything he can to make all the money that he can. So what is the money shot? Now, you guys, I was a professional photographer for 23 years. I did a lot of political campaigns and different things, worked for a newspaper, and I can tell you there really is such a thing as the money shot. It's the shot that makes you the money. It's the shot that leads the story, that gets the headline, that gets the front page. The money shot, in this case, is Trump in handcuffs, and preferably in front of him, not behind him. Because if it's in front of him, you get his face. That, my friends, is the money shot. That will make Fox and Friends millions and millions of dollars. It will also make Trump millions and millions of dollars, to the degree that I promise you, he's going to have his own photographer there to try to take the picture, that he can license that picture, and then he can sell it. He can own the licensing to it. Do you understand how much of this is really a business? Truly a business? So, my dog. So here's the thing. Because it's a grift, and because truly what the guides say is that this could really be used by other bad actors in the future. 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, it doesn't matter. This is historic. And these bad actors would be able to use this picture, this historic picture of a past president, in, they just told me, leg irons. I mean, they're really kind of, leg irons, really. They're really trying to gin this up for everything it's worth. But that's the kind of thing that becomes propaganda. That's the kind of thing that China can use. That's the kind of thing that Russia can use. Look, they arrested their own Democratic president over a prostitute, right? I mean, you can see now how this really could be used. So the DA and the DOJ and Fanni Willis and everybody, Biden, you name it, don't want this to happen. They don't want pictures of Trump in handcuffs to be public. So I don't think we're going to see that. I feel like they're going to hustle him in and he's going to get booked. And then I think that, of course, someone will probably leak his photo, his mugshot. Maybe not. But I expect him to come out of the booking process and then give some sort of, speaking to whatever all the media is there. Now, they showed me, now this is what I'm seeing, and I could be wrong because this is fluid. This situation is about as fluid as you can imagine. If Alvin Bragg is still talking to the state police, this is fluid. Okay. But what they showed me, what they would like to have happen is they'd like for the Secret Service officers to escort Trump in. They don't want the FBI with the badges hanging on the chains or the jackets, for one thing, sadly, because they don't want those FBI agents to be identified, which is a sad, sad state of affairs, isn't it? So they don't want to risk those people's lives. So they're going to have his Secret Service people who are officers bring him in, escort him in and escort him out. Now, having deprived him of his money-making grift, because what's the point? What's the point of going if I don't get to make money off of it, right? If I'm not going to make money off of it, then I need to come up with a different plan. So you understand what the motivation is at any given time is to make money. And if they're going to deprive him of that, then he's going to go to plan B. Now, plan B might be to do something crazy in Mar-a-Lago. What he needs is video and pictures of him in handcuffs. What he needs is a video of him, what in truth would be him tripping and falling, but by the video will look like being slammed to the ground by the FBI, by the corrupt FBI, right? So if he was even handcuffed and escorted out, he would trip himself and fall down. And then that would be sped up and potentially CGI'd to make it look like the FBI slammed him to the ground. Now, if none of that happens, imagine all the money that Fox is going to lose. Imagine all the money that Trump is going to lose. What's the point of this? There's no point in me playing along if I'm not going to make money off of it. So what you could see, and I don't think this is going to happen. Well, I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee anything. This is Trump, you guys. Who knows what the man is going to do? But what he could do is stage. This whole process could go off without a hitch and be smooth as butter, and nothing happen, and no photos, no incriminating photos one way or the other are produced. And then he goes to an undisclosed location and gets some people dressed up as FBI to throw him on the ground. I wouldn't put this past him. This is what the guides are telling me. I'm not making this up. This is in Trump's energy stream. Again, because he could vilify the law enforcement, the FBI, Bragg, everybody, and make a bunch of money off of it. A bunch of money. Because when you talk about these, now let's talk about his people, his MAGA people rioting. Okay, so he's already put the plea out there. We've seen it. He's already put it out there. Take America back. You've got to fight for America, stand up for America, all these kind of, cloaked terms. But they're not answering the call, folks. They're not answering the call. because they have payments on that $75,000 truck sitting in the driveway. And they've already decided that they're going golfing or bass fishing or going to the drag races or barbecuing. They can't be bothered with Trump and his problems. They're certainly not going to put themselves at risk. We talked about this before. The 6 degrees of separation, and we're not talking about Kevin Bacon. We're talking about Jan 6. If you're a Republican, you have potentially, more likely, you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who is at Jan 6, and that's only 3 degrees. And you potentially know somebody who's being investigated or doing time or has done time or is on probation. You guys, that's all it takes. If I know, and I know somebody, right? I know, and I'm not a Republican, and I don't even hang around Republicans. Even though I live in a red state, any friend that I had that was a Republican was long gone during Trump's reign of terror. But even I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, 3 degrees, that was in Jan 6. Not in the building, but they're on the grounds. And I'm sure they're terrified and worried every day if they're going to get the knock, if they're going to be investigated. Now, do you think all those people that know that person are going to jump up and do something, arm themselves and do? No, that ship has sailed. We're not going to see it. We're not going to see these big riots. We're not. The guides, they cannot even get moderately, I can't even get their attention to ask them. They're like, no, leave me alone. What is going to happen is the things that we know that's going to happen. We already know that we have neo-Nazis operating in our country. We already know that they're causing trouble. They're going to take any opportunity they can to cause more trouble. It's not related to Trump. They're just who they are. But they're going to up their acts of violence and intimidation. Okay, so we know that's happening. That's already been happening. Now, let's talk about this bank run thing that everybody wants to talk about. Yes, some of Trump's acolytes, some of his 5th, 6th, 10th string supporters that have some sort of social media presence have actually been suggesting that if you're smart, because Donald Trump is going to be indicted, if you're smart, you should take all your money out of your 401k. You should take all your money out of your bank account. Now, I feel sorry for these people that do this, and there undoubtedly will be a few, because the penalties and taxes of clearing out their 401k is really going to hit them where it hurts. And, maybe by that time they'll learn to stop following these people that are lying to them, that do not have their best interest at heart. But who knows? What I don't see is a run on the banks. Again, you got a $75 truck sitting in the driveway, $75,000 truck sitting in the driveway. You can't afford to pull your money out of the bank. You got bills to pay. Come on. So that's not going to happen either. I don't see that happening at all. I do see some people doing it, but they would be on the fringe, and God bless them. I hope they get help. Now, let's talk about Trump fleeing. When I went into Trump's energy, I saw 2 things. For some reason, he's talking to Berlusconi. Now, Berlusconi was a leader in Italy 20 years ago or something like that. And he got ran out of office for all the same things that Trump is, being investigated about right now. But for some reason, he threw his hat in the ring, came out of retirement, and ran even recently. He did not win, but he's active, let's just say. And for some reason, Trump is talking to him, or the energy between them is very connected. And it's so connected that usually if I forget, if it's been several hours, I'll forget, right? And I'll say to my guides, who is that guy that Trump was talking to? And if the connection is not still connected, I don't know. They don't tell me because the energy is not connected. But even last night, they were like Berlusconi, still connected. This morning, I woke up. I said, who is that guy Trump was talking to? Berlusconi, still connected. I don't know what's going on. Something is going on. Maybe it'll become public. Maybe it won't. Just throwing it out there. The other thing is Trump showed me that he would flee to Qatar, that small country in Middle East. Now, Qatar is a great place for him to go. I mean, they don't have extradition to the United States. They're full of wealthy people. He's done a lot of business in the Middle East. He has a lot of friends there. So it's a great place for him to go. Now, what happened was he showed me, when I went into his energy, he showed me he's in Qatar. He looks, strong and thin, and, he's standing erect instead of crazy like he stands. He doesn't look old. He looks really masculine, but not, like the posters that they make, those fake posters they make of him, not like that, but like a normal, but a kind of a strong guy. And I thought, wow, Trump is doing great in Qatar. He's going to be okay. He's going to pull this off. And then my guides were like, Susan, wake up. Hello, wake up. I'm like, what? They're like, that's what Trump wants you to see. Yeah, you followed Trump's energy. You followed Trump's energy, and he showed you a movie of his own, crazy making, his own delusion. How about we tap into Trump's real energy? So I tapped into Trump's real energy. And that's, you look at a picture of him recently and he looks feeble. He truly looks feeble to me. He does not look healthy. He does not look strong. He's not, if he were strong and feeling strong, you guys know he would be doing rallies all the time. He would be out and about all the time. He's not. He's barely holding it together. So when I went into his real energy, I found that he's not, there's about a 3% chance that he's going to flee. Well, I'll take that back. Let's make it a 5% chance, because I did see, now this was months ago, and he's not as strong now as he was then. But I did see, and I did talk about it on video, that I saw a person that looked like the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, MBS, whatever his name is, and he had Trump, and he was handing Trump back to the United States. So I did see that. So there's a potential that he does run. There's 5% chance that he does run. 95% chance that he doesn't. He just doesn't have the strength, the wherewithal to overcome getting away from his captors, who are the Secret Service people that watch him. They truly are his babysitters. They're not his protectors anymore. They're his babysitters. So I don't see him really running. I do see him trying to grift off of this indictment. I do see him not worrying about this indictment. Now, where he starts to really worry and get concerned and really start to freak out for real is when Fanni Willis gets a hold of him, because those charges are on an order of magnitude larger than what Bragg is going to be bringing forth. These are RICO charges. They're state charges. So even if he asked Biden to pardon him, it wouldn't work. So these are real charges that he's terrified about. Now, when those hit, that's when you're going to see him. People think he's acting erratically and crazy if you see some of his true social posts. You haven't seen anything yet. You literally haven't seen anything yet. You haven't really seen the real crazy, because he doesn't believe that he's going to get taken down. When Fanni Willis gets a hold of him, that's when he's going to start thinking, this might not go the way I think it's going to go. And what they're showing me is he may reach out to Xi, in China. He may reach out to people. He still has their phone numbers, right? I mean, he's an ex-president. He really may do things like that are unprecedented and crazy, and will cause the United States consternation, because we don't want an ex-president reaching out to other countries, and saying, hey, can you rescue me? Can you see a plane? Can you send a helicopter? Can you send your own version of SEAL Team 6? I need help over here, right? I mean, it's just, that is where I feel like that the government could remand him, is the word they're using. Remand him. I think take him into custody, because for one thing, we know that he's not going to stop communicating. Even if there's a gag order, he's not going to stop. He's going to flout every rule. He's going to push back on every law. He's going to dare every prosecutor to take him to the max because he wants that. If we slam him, if we throw handcuffs on him, if we put him in timeout, is literally what the guide said. They said timeout like he's a 3-year-old. If we put him in some sort of secure location, which is what I've always seen, and make him disappear, then you have the conspiracy theories. Then you have other people making grift. You have to remember, a lot of people make money off of Donald Trump. It's not just Donald Trump. So, you have Alex Jones, you have InfoWars, you have Fox News, you have Tucker Carlson, you have thousands of people who have social media presences that make money off of whatever happens to him. So if he disappears into some Gitmo location, well, you can best believe that people are going to freak out a little bit. That is going to freak out his base. I still don't see them with pitchforks, rushing the state capitol or the U.S. Capitol. I don't see that, but it could freak them out enough that, the DOJ and Biden, let's just go with Biden. Biden has done a good job of quieting the masses, right? Everybody's happy, right? The Republicans have jobs. Everybody's making money. If you're not making money, you're getting Social Security or Medicare or Medicaid, and that's all because of Biden too, and the Democrats. So everybody's kind of happy right now. So they don't really want people to look up from their job or look up from their vacation and say, what's going on? They want everybody to be kind of in that slumber of, hey, everything's fine. Trump did some stuff. We know he did some stuff. His base knows that. They've been polled. They know that he broke laws. They're aware, and they've already switched their allegiance to DeSantis. The majority of them have switched their allegiance to DeSantis. They still feel bad for Trump. They're still going to write him a check, so to be, or get out their credit card, because a lot of these guys are going to be like, yeah, I know I got a mistress. I don't want to get caught either. Here's $20, dude. Here's my card. Take my card. Right? So they're going to see themselves in Trump. They're going to see him as being attacked by the man or attacked by the woke liberals, right? So they feel bad for him. They're going to support him. They're going to give him some money. They're not going to join up and form a mob. I don't see that kind of energy happening. But I do see short term, he's indicted. I do see that the feds, that Alvin Bragg and company will do everything they can to keep him from having the money shot. They'll do everything they can to keep him from making a big deal out of this, that he can campaign on it, make money on it. And if you do see something that looks like he's being arrested and roughed up, it's fake. And it's going to come out as fake. The FBI is going to say, that wasn't us. That's fake. Now, whether or not his people will believe that or not, we all know they tend to believe whatever they want to believe, not the truth. So he can still grift off of that, right? So that's kind of the heads up that I wanted to give you. Of course, I will be on this issue. I will be here on the screen with you. I will try to come to you tomorrow afternoon, night, and do something. Of course, all of us that you follow will be on the screen telling you what we're getting. We will not leave you in the lurch. We will we'll help you know what's going on as best as we know. Anyway, as best as you can read the ravings and rantings of a madman. I'll do it for you. Take really good care. We'll talk soon. For entertainment purposes only.